Holy cow, baby meow. I'm pretty excited. So I just got back recently from my Hawaii trip. The bird is excited too, Sammy Bird, that's my parrot. And yeah, I've been gone for a long time. And you just Simon meow meow, Simon. So what's going on, guys? We got this little kitty cat and we have the brand new DJI FPV drone that just got delivered to, you gotta go, Simon. Go, go. The cat wants to get into everything. Go, get out of here. Photo bombing. Come on, go. Go, go, go. Get out of here. Go. I just dusted this table. Don't like dust in electronics. Today is Saturday and I just got delivery of my FPV DJI drone combo. So I'm gonna open this box just because I can and kind of give you a little impression and just kind of initial thoughts from me, who doesn't have a lot of FPV experience. Actually, I have no FPV experience other than 11 hours on the liftoff simulator. I recently bought the DJI remote, the FPV remote. Got the simulator, practiced flying, not very good, pretty frustrating. The only thing I was able to really do that was a huge accomplishment was fly through the barn, which, as you guys may know, seems a lot easier than it should be, but it was really hard. But anyway, not very good at all, very novice FPV guy. But I did get this drone today and I'm excited. I watched it fly in Hawaii. So Patrick with Drone Nerds was flying one over by Pipeline and saw the thing fly and was so impressed with how freaking badass it was and kind of cute, but at the same time just alien-like, as you guys have probably seen by now. But seeing the thing fly in person really sold me. That was pretty much it. When I actually went to go and buy it, it kind of took me off guard how much this thing ended up being, basically around $2,000 with refresh and with the battery combo and all that kind of stuff. And so this is it. This little guy, I'm gonna unbox it with my knife, but before I do that, I just wanted to give you some little initial things that I've been seeing. So I saw some pros and cons and people's feedback initially of this drone, and one of the things that was kind of annoying that I saw Greg from Pilot Institute talk about was how you have the dangling. I don't know if it was that or a guy from Potato Jet. I watched a bunch of videos from everyone and they were showing how with the goggles, you basically have the battery pack and the cables dangling from the goggles, and that was pretty lame. I didn't actually think there would have been something so kind of sloppy, but that wasn't really something I was stoked about. And also the idea that the props are in all the shots, requiring us to crop the footage, was really pretty lame too. That wasn't something that I was looking forward to seeing. But at the end of the day, this thing seems like it's super fun to fly, and I don't know if it's going to be a tool or a toy. I was hoping it would be more of a tool, because what I was envisioning with this drone is incorporating some more action, fast kind of footage that's FPV-ish, not necessarily having to totally dive deep into the FPV world, because again, I don't feel like necessarily building and soldering my drones, knowing as much as I probably need to know about battery maintenance and all that kind of stuff. And simply, I just didn't want to really go into that world so deeply yet because I just don't have the time. And this seems like a seriously killer transition tool in order to do so and kind of get my feet wet, so to speak, in the FPV realm and see if it's something I want to go further with. I kind of see myself geeking out and wanting to be a better FPV pilot just because it seems so fun. I mean, I would love to dive bomb a building and do stuff like that really confidently and comfortably, but can't do that now. Another thing too that I was a little bit bummed to hear is that you really can't switch out of the normal and sport mode into manual mode, and I'm sure it's a good thing, but at the same time needing to kind of take off the little back area of the remote and unscrew stuff to keep the spring-loaded part, freed up for the manual flying. I mean, it just seems like that wasn't so obvious. I didn't think you would have to go ahead and go through all these steps just to get in the manual mode. So it seems as if this is going to be basically flown the majority of time for me, at least until I get my flying skills way up, which is going to take a long time, in normal and sport mode. And I'm not even going to fart around with manual mode until I really, really feel comfortable, saying I can flip that switch and try. I mean, the good thing is we have that pause button on this thing that I've seen, which will allow it to stop basically mid-track if we go ahead and get into trouble, and also flip it back into one of the normal or sport modes and it will lock into GPS. So that's good, but again, it just doesn't seem like it would make sense to go in the manual mode and mess around with the controller and all that until we really are at that stage that we want to go and, you know, fly, because we can. I don't have that ability. I had 11 hours on the simulator, as I said, but just a little initial input on this guy. Props in the footage, I got to see about that. I feel like that's going to be kind of lame. You know, the dangling part of the goggles, that seems kind of lame too. But the actual drone itself, just hearing that startup alien-like sound is going to be pretty darn cool. I'm excited to see and hear that. And also just the ability to fly super fast is going to be pretty darn rad. So I have a feeling the radness of this thing may make up for a couple of the little annoying things like the dangling cords on the goggles and the needing to crop our footage for the props. So I'm going to open this guy, even though I know there's unboxing videos, but let's just see what this thing's about. I'm going to open this guy up right now. I got my little knife, and we're going to go ahead and slice the top. I think that's where it's opening from. Let me see. Yeah, I believe so. Turn this guy sideways. So we're just going to take this off completely. Apparently, I'm not opening this thing up the right way. So there's tape over here. This is like the lamest unboxing ever, so I apologize. And then what? Like, what the fuck do we do? Okay. Did you have to make this any more challenging, DJI? Like, what am I doing wrong? Okay, so this must come up. It's not very intuitive. I have to, at least to me it wasn't. So we're going to go ahead and open up, and lo and behold, that is what we have. So we have the goggles and we have the drone, and I'm going to take the goggles out. So this is the goggles, and one thing we need to make certain is to never keep this side down to the sun. I've been reading on that, and it could ruin the goggles, so make sure they're never exposed to the sun in that direction. Goggles. This little alien-like drone, which is now in my place. I saw this thing in Hawaii, and I didn't hold it, but I looked at it really closely. And this thing is just really, really cool. I think the design is amazing on this drone, personally. And what else do we have in here? I'm going to go ahead and pull out this little compartment. And we're going to see down here below, we got props, cables, the remote. So I'm going to pull the remote out. We got the remote. We got props. So we got A prop and B prop right here. A and B prop. Over here, we have goggle headband, goggle antenna, top shell, and the cable. So this is all part of the goggle thing. And then we have the AC power adapter and the goggle battery. So that's basically it in this box. And we're going to put this guy aside for now. Oh. Well, whatever. We'll put you somewhere right now. We'll put you over here. But this is it. I mean, essentially, you get the drone, which feels really well made. I mean, I know people were talking about these arms being plasticky and being a breaking point, but it feels really solid. I mean, this thing buzzing through the air, too. I mean, if this thing hit someone at 100 miles an hour, it would frickin' kill them, I would say. So I would imagine got to be really careful with this drone, especially at the speeds it can hit, because it has a solid feel to it. I mean, it feels substantial, in my opinion. It doesn't feel plasticky or cheap. It feels really, really solid. So if this thing's buzzing through the air and accidentally hits someone, it can definitely do damage. So we got the goggles, we got the remote, we got the props, we got right here. I'll open this up as well. So I don't even know what's in any of this. Totally new FPV. So this is basically, as I said, you know, my beginning into even entertaining an FPV drone and flying an FPV drone. So I'm a little nervous and a bit intimidated, but not too bad because I have heard, you know, about being able to hit the pause button right here. I got the different modes, so I got normal, sport, manual, but manual you need a trigger apparently inside the goggles and do a couple extra steps to make sure you just don't click into it and just crash. So this is apparently AC power adapter. This is the battery, I believe, for the goggles. So this thing kind of has to dangle from the goggles, which is pretty lame. You would think this would be somehow powered without having any cables to it or from it. I mean, boom, but whatever, it is what it is. I can't avoid it. So we're gonna put this guy back in the box. So this is, again, charger, battery for the goggles, and we're gonna see what's over here. This apparently says top shell, which I don't know what that is. Let me see what top shell actually means. Apparently, I'm not that good with opening boxes, so I don't know if it's just, let's see. Oh, maybe it's over here. There we go. Yes, I am a bit slow. So we got this shell. So it looks like there's an extra shell to cover this guy. Whatever, I don't know. I'm not even gonna open that right now. Got a little silicone pack. What does this guy say it is? This is goggle antenna, goggle headband. So this is the headband for this guy. So we'll open that up and see. Let me get the, I always get nervous sometimes with the knife because I don't want to cut anything. Actually, I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to open this thing up with my hand. So this is the headband for the goggles, I guess. Boom. This is what it looks like. It has DJI logo on it. It kind of looks like a little DJI jock strap. So, couple USB, USB-A cables, another power cable, little screw, which I believe is to actually take this guy off. So this is what you need to do. I just watched videos. I don't even know, but I know that this thing supposedly pops off or something. I'm not even going to do it and mess around with it, but this apparently comes off, and you go ahead and adjust this so it's not spring-loaded. Can you hear that? Boing, 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 boing. So that won't bounce back to the center when you're flying in manual mode. So I believe that's what that little Allen screw is for. Another cable for the goggles, this little cable with a USB-C. And then we got other little stuff, which I'm not sure what they are. I believe these are the antennas, actually. And then this little USB-C, USB-A adapter. And then we have some extra little sticks for the remote. So essentially, that's it for now. I mean, the next video I'm going to do is showing this guy flying probably today. So I'm going to charge everything. I maybe should do a little video on how to charge everything and get through the initial setup process because I haven't really seen anything on that, just to see what really needs to be done. Do we have to charge the goggles? Do we have to charge the battery on this guy? Yes, yes, and I'm sure yes. So we're going to go ahead and take a look. I don't even know what all this does. So, I mean, this little cover, I guess, stays on this. And this little gimbal cover pops off, I would imagine. There's a little piece of tape over here. I mean, it would be good to read the instructions, but certain little things you can tell are just kind of DJI-ish. So here's the gimbal with a little camera. It almost looks like a little moment lens. If you've seen the iPhone cameras, it almost looks like that kind of thing. Like it looks like a little mini moment lens on this FPV drone. So I'm going to take off this little piece of tape. That thing is coming off. So there we got the little camera. And this camera can be adjusted so it can move the tilt of the camera while you're in air. So if you're flying really extreme, you could level this guy up. This is the battery over here in the back. And again, I guess we'll get into that a little bit more when I talk about what we need to do to get this thing up and running. But for now, a quick little unboxing back from Hawaii. I wish I had this in Hawaii right now because it would be really cool to fly, but it is what it is. So stay tuned. We're going to get this thing up and running and in the air. So aloha guys, subscribe, thumbs up, peace, bye.